A very good evening to all of you. Welcome to Stock Durbar with Team William Hill India. A clear disclaimer that the registration granted by SEBI, membership of BASL, and certification from NISM is no way guarantee performance of the intermediary or provide any assurance of the return to investors. Investment in the security markets are subject to market risk. Read all the related documents carefully before investing. And whatever we discuss today, like the Nifty, the levels, or Bank Nifty or sector wise, या फिर कोई stock discuss किया जो आपका questions है, queries है वो discuss की, it's not an investment advice. It's just for the knowledge purpose. So please mark this as a disclaimer. Okay, so let's begin today's session. As always, let's start with Nifty 50 setup. So we are in a blue sky zone. No two ways about that. It's been since many days, I think, if you consider last from the June after the election result volatility, 2 3 days after that, on 7th we made a fresh high, and since then it has been some 15 to 18 trading sessions, and I think on most of the sessions we tried to hit a fresh all-time high, right? And we are almost around 24 300 level. I think in even intraday we went towards 24 400, but we found some resistance over there. But overall, the market is in a very good uptrend. The distribution day count, जो कि market की weakness को indicate करता है, वो distribution day count is only 1. So broadly, it's been a very good run up. Even the broader markets are doing well. Though I think the things have become selective that you might have observed. कि जिस तरह से निफ्टी का मोमेंटम है, ब्रॉडर मार्केट ऑन ब्रॉडली अगर देखें ब्रॉडर को भी, तो या इट इज फॉलोइंग अ गुड रैली, बट द द rally has become very gradually, it is becoming selective, right? So we are having our eyes on the weakness, if any, or any signs of top formation in the market, especially the distribution day downside reversal, okay, high volume selling, low volume gains. So there are a lot of indications that we track for top in index as well as the top formation in any specific stock that we are holding, or the leading stocks that might ultimately lead to a sell off in the market. So we will update you whenever we see such weakness in the markets. The only thing you need to be careful about is now we are almost extended 6% from the 50 DMA and 13% from 200 DMA. So broadly, whenever 6-7% extension from the 50 DMA we have seen, there has been always some consolidation or correction. So it is not necessary कि हर बार market गिरेगा ही गिरेगा, but it might go into that 2-3% range of consolidation, साइड में मूव दे दे, ऐसा कुछ करते हैं जनरली. इफ यू पास्ट में अगर आप ऑब्जर्व करें तो 6%, जब भी 6 to 7% मार्केट अपने 50 DMA से एक्सटेंड हुआ है, there is always a sideway or a pullback momentum that is seen. So you need to be watchful, okay, as far as the index is concerned. But I think if you are in the quality stock and you see that there is no weakness broadly in the market, then you will always want to continue to hold the stock. And if there is any weakness, you might book profit or cut losses. Now, see, we are already into July, so a lot of macro data will be coming. We have a budget session as well, so some anticipation related to budget will start to build up in the market, and that might also some news based or some anticipation will move the markets here and there. But broadly, if you are focused on your rules, okay, on the technical levels, on the fundamental that you are following, those outside noise might not impact your investment and your decision making in the market. So that becomes very important. Now, the rally over here has been led by, I think, mostly all the sectors have participated in the rally. If you look at the Nifty Bank, this has been one of the top gainer as far as the indexes are concerned. Right, a lot of stocks doing well. कल जैसे majorly HDFC Bank, you know, it was back with a bang, so it led the market to a fresh high, Bank Nifty to a fresh high. So overall, other banking stocks also like ICICI, Axis, सब में जो धीरे धीरे करके एक मोमेंटम बिल्टअप हुआ है, उसकी वजह से आई थिंक द बैंक निफ्टी हैज हेल्प्ड द मार्केट अ लॉट. जब इलेक्शन वाला दिन आया था, जब मेजोरिटी क्लियर नहीं दिख रही थी 4 जून को, एट दैट टाइम इट हैड हिट 200 डीएमए. अगर आप यहाँ पे देखें तो यहाँ पे ब्लैक लाइन दैट इज 200 डीएमए हिट किया था, बट देन देयर वाज अ शार्प रिवर्सल फ्रॉम देयर एंड देन द बैंक निफ्टी went on to lead the gains. So it's a good move. One can continue to, watch out over here. Here also the same problem, almost 7%. According to yesterday, this is almost more than 7% up फ्रॉम द 50 डीएम. तो थोड़ा जो मूविंग एवरेजेस है वहां से मार्केट एक्सटेंडेड है, बट ब्रॉडली स्ट्रेंथ है बाजार में, ऐसा नहीं है कि कुछ वीकनेस. बट इफ यू सी सम साइन ऑफ वीकनेस देन यू शुड बी केयरफुल विथ योर पोजीशंस. If you look at few other sectors, Nifty IT, that has also gained the momentum after hitting a low of around 31,200, 300 on the result day. The move has been really good over here also. The volume has been also good while the stock is moving higher. Now there are anticipation that a lot of growth might come back to IT after a few choppy years. The growth might come back into the leading names. The project execution हो रहा है, that might go well from here. New orders might come in. The rate cut cycle might be positive for the technology stock, not only in India, but even if you see the Nasdaq in the US market, that is also trading at a fresh high, and a lot of stocks are contributing over there. So new technologies is helping these firms to get some better orders. But broadly, I think what now you need to do is we are comfortably above key moving average as far as IT is concerned. So you need to be stock specific. जो भी stock fundamentally strong है और एक base formation complete हो रहा है, and when it goes to breakout, you can watch out for those stocks. If you look at FMCG, here also it is trying to build the momentum, but it is not yet able to. So there were a couple of sessions. I think this was the result day and the day after that when there was a strong move in most of the FMCG stocks in anticipation. जैसे मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना कि बजट एंटिसिपेशन पे बहुत चलता है कि कोalition वाली गवर्नमेंट है, थोड़ा फोकस अभी रूरल इकोनॉमी पे बढ़ेगा, फ्री बीज देने पे बढ़ेगा, इनकम होगी मिडिल क्लास के हाथ में ज्यादा, टैक्स टैक्स में थोड़ा ये करेंगे वो करेंगे. तो लॉट ऑफ टॉक्स आर देयर, but broadly your focus should be on the technicals. Okay, it is still holding strong, 21 DMA पे hold कर रहा है, and till the time it holds above its 50 and 200 DMA, the FMCG sector is looking good. The thing is that rural demand is picking up. Rainfall भी इस बार नॉर्मल हो रहा है, कोई मेजर थोड़ा डिले है. जून में थोड़ी डेफिसिट हुई थी रेनफॉल की, बट द एस्टिमेट्स आर कि जुलाई में वो डेफिसिट कम हो जाएगी. एंड ब्रॉडली अगर ये सीजनल रेन देखो तो इट विल बी इन लाइन विथ व्हाट द नेशन नीड्स. तो वहां से भी एक अच्छी बात है. प्लस अर्बन डिमांड इज ऑलरेडी रोबस्ट एंड द रूरल डिमांड इज नाउ पिकिंग अप, so that might be better for the FMCG companies. Now some top gainers of last 1.5 year, the auto stocks, their rally continues. अभी साइडवे मूवमेंट आ रहा है. अगर आप देखो तो सिंस जून 18 the index is moving sideways. Now it has hit its 21 DMA and it might rebound from here. So I think many stocks are forming good structure over here. Not only the OEMs or the bigger auto names, but I think if you look at the larger space, the auto ancillaries, they have been also doing well. And there is some good momentum that is picking up in the auto ancillary shares as well. So the new demand as well as the replacement demand of a lot of parts, tires, that has been helping the broader automobile industry as a whole. And yes, the demand of the PVs is very, very good in India. And with the high focus on the infra and growth story in India, GDP growth है जो भी, तो एक जो commercial vehicle CV है, वहाँ पे भी एक uptick might come, or it has already started in this year. So that front also, these stocks might be able to do well. Plus, there are a lot of new themes that the hybrid, the EVs, so नई themes आ रही है, the replacement, the people are changing the vehicles fast. हाई वैल्यू प्रिफर कर रहे हैं लोग, एसयूवी में जा रहे हैं, ठीक है. सो यू ओनली लुक एट इनटू योर सराउंडिंग, योर फैमिली. अगर आप देखो तो पहले लोग जो जिस रेंज में कार्स लेते थे उसके ऊपर की रेंज में ही अभी ली जाती है कार, उससे बड़ी कार ली जाती है. सो यू विल ऑलवेज सी इन योर सराउंडिंग, योर पार्किंग लॉट, that okay, there is a lot of money flowing to the automobile industry, and that's what has resulted into such a good rally. I mean, since April 2023, it has never breached even 50 DMA. जो रेड लाइन है वो भी ब्रीच नहीं हुआ है. And some similar pattern you will see in the realty index. Here also the demand for housing is really strong, especially the high budget ticket housings are also doing well. You might have seen a lot of big projects are getting sold out, in a few days or few hours. And that's what helping the organized रियल एस्टेट प्लेयर, जो ऑर्गेनाइज रियल एस्टेट प्लेयर है, जो क्वालिटी रियल एस्टेट है, वहां पे डिमांड बहुत ही ज्यादा है. राइट, एंड दैट्स व्हाट helping this as well, because the desire to get the own home, a bit bigger home, a little quality home is good. And even the related players, the home improvement players are also coming into the picture. The piping industry, ठीक है, पेंट इंडस्ट्री, वहां पे भी धीरे धीरे थोड़ा मोमेंटम पिकअप होना शुरू हो गया है. So broadly, this we discuss about this sectors. Now let's discuss last one, and then we go to your questions. Me and Rajshekar will try to answer as many questions as possible. Okay, so yeah, and if metals, they are moving sideways, waiting for breakout above this. जो 10,000 के आसपास वो फंसा रहता है, 10,050, 10,200. I think there might be a breakout soon from these levels, and you might see a good rally from here. If it breaks out on the downside, I think 21 and 50 DMA can act as a good support. Broadly, जिस तरह से चाइना का ग्रोथ पिकअप हो रहा है, तो इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में मेटल के प्राइसेस are at a decent level, and it might continue to be there. And so the profitability of the metal related companies is tend to improve maybe in this year. So that's why the overall sector is doing quite well, and it might continue to do so. Okay, so floor is open for the questions. Please do not keep repeating your question because it's a live session. We need to scroll back, look at the queries and answer. We will try to answer as many as possible. And in case if we miss any, you can always email us.
Thanks, Rishit. I'll start with few queries. We can see already lots of queries coming up. Let's start with GRSC and continue with from there. This stock has done predominantly very good in the recent past. As you can see here, it has ran up more than 200% from the recent breakout, which happened in March, as pointed out by Rishit. So now it's a very clearly a still stock, and it is clearly one of the big winner in the last 2 months. You can say, if you look at on the hindsight that why it has performed well, you can study from looking at its ratings and the breakout and the base formation. This would be a very good case study as well. If you look at the base formation, it has been very idle. Volumes have completely dried up during the base formation, and the breakout has happened on very good volumes. So it's a very strong breakout on that front. And coming to the ratings, are very good. You can see here each of the rating has been belonging to the top category. starting from EPS, price strength, buyer demand, and group rank is also at highest at number one. And number of funds, another key parameter, has also shown very good improvement of nearly 12% in the recent quarter. So everything has ticked in this particular stock. So that is the reason it has performed well as well. But now it's clearly extended from the pivot, you can say, and also from the key moving averages. So it's very difficult, or it's not advised to chase these kind of stocks. And looking at the current ongoing rally in this particular stock, I think there is still fuel in this stock because it is moving higher on higher volumes, which is a very good sign. So if you are looking for or already holding this stock and asking the question whether to hold or exit, I think there is no major sell signal which has been shown in this stock. So you can continue to hold it, and we can track weakness by looking at its price volume action. If there is any shortfall on higher volumes, then you can start trimming your positions. But I think currently you can continue to hold it because still the price volume action is very strong in this particular stock. Next is Elecon Engineering. Currently, it is forming a stage two consolidation base. Again, very good base formation. The volumes have below average volumes during the base formation, signifying there is no major action on the volume front. Very good sign. Breakout has also happened on huge volumes. Again, a strong breakout. Uh, Ratings have been looking very good for this stock. EPS is 95, almost highest rating belonging to top category of stocks which have reported good set of numbers. Sales and EPS have predominantly increased for the last 4 to 5 quarters in the range of 30 to 40%, and EPS especially if you look at some quarters the growth rate was almost 80-90%. So that is the reason EPS strength is at 95. Price strength and buyer demand, which are two major technical ratings which we track, are also looking very good. uh, RS line has slightly come down, but RS line has formed blue dots in the recent 2 weeks, again signifying that there is the stock might form a rally from here by looking at the price volume action. But after breakout, it has consolidated for a bit, and currently it is trading in a very narrow range, nearly around 8% from the pivot here. There is also volume has completely dried up except for a couple of occasions. So if there is any push on the fundamental side on the or on the macro front, this stock will definitely move higher. Just that there is some push is needed. If the if the big guys or if the big money comes into this stock, definitely it will give a push and it will rally from here. And the downside, you can keep 50 DMA as a stop loss. I think that is extended from here. That is almost 15%. But 21 DMA is very close. I think it is at 6% from here. So you can keep that as a stop loss. And fresh entry is not advised because it is extended 8% from the pivot. If there is any pullback and if it rebounds from there on good volume, definitely you can consider this stock. Next is IRAD. Again, a very good pick from the users. I think all the stocks which we discussed, a couple of stocks previously, and this one has also been a very good stock. It has formed a stage one cup with handle, and previously it formed IPO base as well. And IPO base has been a very good hit for the stock. I think you can see here it advanced 74% from the IPO base breakout. That is the reason we say always wait for the stock to form IPO base rather than just looking and buying stock whenever it lists on the exchange. This has given very good return from the IPO base, and from there after a good return of 70%, it consolidated for a bit of almost 3 months of period. Again, it is trading above the pivot, almost 15% from the pivot. I think now the price volume action is not very constructive, we can say, because there are a couple of occasions where the volume has been higher when the stock closed lower. Today's session has also been very tricky. You can say it formed a new all-time high, but it closed lower. It might be a sign of bearish reversal, which we talk about in our advanced analysis, especially. But if the similar action happens in a couple of sessions as well, definitely you can take it as a sell signal and can start trimming your positions. Fresh entry is not advised at this moment because it is extended from the.
Thanks, Raj. I'll take few queries now.
Sure.
So one is ITD. Sorry, not this one. ITD Sam is the question. Yeah, so it was an accident of the day today. So बहुत अच्छी rally थी after the stage one consolidation base breakout. The rally was very good. The stock was almost up 50% in just 2 to 3 months. So that's been a very strong rally. And since last 1.5 year, it has been doing really well. The way construction activities are going on, इनका order book strong है, उनका इनका execution भी काफी strong है. Metros project में देखो, बाकी सारे projects में देखो. So they have a really top name as far as the construction activities are concerned. And I think the government focus on a lot of infra projects is what helping these guys a lot. And you look at the EPS growth, the sales growth, fund holding देखो almost 56% last quarter increase हुआ. बाकी सारा EPS rating top है price zone. So these are the multi-bagger stocks. Just looking at the charts and few ratings, you can say that okay, this has a multi-bagger potential. Now, if you are holding the stock, one thing that happened because today there was an accident, 13-14% loss, as there were news that promoters are planning to, uh, डिक्रीज देयर स्टेक, कुछ उसका सेलिंग वेलिंग आने वाला है, उस चक्कर में आज काफी सारा पिट दिया गया है स्टॉक को. बाकी broadly the stock is good. It might also happen that if the promoter says that doesn't means it's always negative. Some quality mid cap, some quality fund houses might be buying it, or some big names might buy it. So that's a different thing. But yes, with the news of the promoters, slashing their stake, it was a bit knee-jerk reaction in the market. So now if you're holding the stock still, I think today's low becomes very important to watch out because today's low was very close to 21 DMA के नजदीक बनाया था. ठीक है, तो वो ध्यान रखिए. 50 DMA तो बहुत डीप है, प्रॉफिट चला जाएगा आपका. सो आई थिंक आज का लो निकल जाए, देन आइडियली अकॉर्डिंग टू ओनिल यू शुड एग्जिट द स्टॉक. ऑन द फ्लिप साइड, फ्रेश पोजीशन अभी नहीं लेनी चाहिए. लेट इट फॉर्म अनदर बेस. अभी स्टेज वन बना है, एक बार स्टेज टू बेस बन जाए या फिर 50 डीएमए पे आके रिबाउंड मारे, तभी देखना चाहिए. अदरवाइज फंडामेंटल स्टोरी, टेलविंड्स सब है स्टॉक में, बट बाइंग सेलिंग के लिए सब टेक्निकल्स ये ध्यान में रखना जरूरी है. द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज Zomato. So let's deliver it fast. So it just broke out from a stage 4 consolidation base, higher stage base. हमको इतना पसंद नहीं है. We like, we love first and second, and we like third. But if it's fourth base, then we are not that comfortable in dealing with the base four. But overall, the fundamentals have improved a lot. They have turned profitable, and the profitability continues to increase with the revenue growth. फिर उनका जो ब्लिंकिट वाला बिजनेस है उसका सक्सेस देखिए. ठीक है, बाकी जो उनका डिलीवरी प्लेटफॉर्म का उन्होंने फी इंट्रोड्यूस किया है उसकी वजह से, एंड स्टिल देयर इज अ स्कोप मे बी इन फ्यूचर दैट दे कैन इंक्रीज ₹2, ₹3, ₹5. बिकॉज अभी देखो 2-5 रुपया ही है, कोई इतना है नहीं प्लेटफॉर्म फीस. तो देर इज दैट प्लेटफॉर्म फी एक्सपेंशन स्कोप भी है इनके पास, प्लस ब्लिंकिट बिजनेस एंड द वे द करंट बिजनेस इज ग्रोइंग. अभी जैसे वर्ल्ड कप के टाइम इनका बहुत ऑर्डरिंग हुआ था. ठीक है, लॉट ऑफ इवेंट्स कीप कमिंग इन इंडिया, सो that's never a worry there, the number of events. Yeah, their efficiency has improved and the profitability has also improved. The ratings are superb. Fund holding is super high, so no worry on that front. Only thing is the fourth stage base. So fresh buying, we might not be that comfortable over here. But if you are holding the stock, then you can continue to hold till 50 DMA is held. On the flip side, if you are ready to buy, if you have your research done in this, or if you have some advice of of an investment advisor in this, then I think a breakout is a good time to buy. But just remember that it's a stage four. Otherwise, broadly, the stock looks really good. There is no major issue that it should not be the why you should not take it into the portfolio. Overall, it's a good story, good business, good fundamental, and improving. Okay, the only concern is a bit on the technical side, but if you are fine with that risk, then it is very close to ideal buy zone. In case you have it or you get it, then always use a good stop loss to protect your capital. The next is CDSL. Here, very good rally. You are getting a bonus over here. It's a stage 1B breakout. Excellent one. The fundamentals are good. The way the public participation in India is increasing in the stock market. And even after this increase in last 3 to 4 years after COVID, we are still under-penetrated as compared to the global peers. And there is a huge scope of expansion in the financial markets. So that is very robust. And the CDSL, the BSC, MCX, ये सब इसके मेन प्ले है. अगर आप मार्केट में आते हो तो आपका शेयर कहाँ रखोगे? आप CDSL के पास रखोगे. ठीक है. So they have a huge customer base is increasing. You know, the transaction fees, all the fees that they are getting, that are also gradually increasing. So technically looks strong. Okay, it is very close to ideal buy zone. 4% फ्रॉम द pivot. जिस दिन ब्रेकआउट हुआ उस दिन भाग गया था, सर्किट मार दिया था बिकॉज देयर वर न्यूज. बट broadly if you see, it's a good story. The fundamentals are good. ROE of 31%, technical setup is good. So yeah, I think this is an ideal buy zone. So once the stock moves higher, you can, maybe it's might be a bit on the higher side now, but yeah, still it's in the buy zone. If you buy it or if you have it, don't miss to have this 50 DMA as your stop loss. Otherwise, RS rating we almost blew out last week. So it is also very good. So a good setup for stock to watch out. Raj, over to you.
Yeah, sure. Ashita, I'll start with JK Tire. The stock has done very good from the previous breakout, which happened, I think, almost in the month of September or October last year. So from there, it has moved very good from the breakout. But now, currently, there is no proper base formation here. It has consolidated around 400 levels for a period of long period of at least 2 to 3 months. Slight breakout kind of thing has happened recently. Couple of I think 1 week back. It is trying to rally from here, but we would like to see a base formation and a breakout from there. But this is not a proper base formation. There is no major proper base kind of pattern, but it narrowly, if you look at it, is a slightly consolidation kind of base it has formed. It's not a technical major base pattern, but that is one thing which is lagging. Apart from that, ratings wise, it is looking very good. EPS is at 90. That shows the performance the company has done in the recent past 4 quarters, 5 quarters. It has given very good growth rate, especially in terms of EPS. That is on the profit front, the growth rate has been tremendous. Sales have been slightly not so much growing. They are growing at a range of single-digit growth rate, which is not a major growth rate. We would like to see growing companies growing at 20-30% consistently. That is one thing which is lagging. Let's see how it plays out in this June quarter results, and by the time if it forms a base pattern, definitely a very good stock to consider. But now it's not a major, or it is not very good to consider stocks like these in the current market. And For the stop loss levels, if you're already holding it, uh, historically, I think previously the black line, which is 200 m, has acted as a very good support. But that is very far from the current market price. But I think you can keep a stop loss near the short-term moving average around 21 DMA or 50 DMA, depending on your buy price, and wait for that stock. Until then, you can continue to hold it, or you can exit at the current market price and look out for stocks which are breaking out from fresh bases and giving good buy points. Next is Tejo Engineering. Rashid, can you put Tejo Engineering? Yeah, it's a small market cap company. Number of funds, which is one factor which we look at, is lagging in this company. Funds of it, only 5 funds are there which are invested. We look for at least 10 funds to be invested, and apart from that, everything is looking very good. Ratings are very good. Base formation, I think it's a stage 4 cup with handle base formation, slightly a late stage base, and breakout has happened recently. And from there, it has done very good of a gain of 14% in just 4 sessions. I think it's a very good return if you consider the time period. Right now, it's not good to take a fresh entry. I think the question is here about whether to hold it or to exit it. I think you can continue to hold it because the volumes have been higher and the stock is closing on the higher side. A very good sign. And in today's session, the stock closed in the lower half of the trading range. That is a sign of bother. But if the stock closes in the negative and the volumes on the higher side, that's a clear sign that there is some kind of selling happening. Until then, you can continue to hold it, and let's see how the stock plays out in the upcoming week. Next is National Aluminium. There is no major base formation recently. One of the last base formation has happened in the month of December, and from there it has given a very good return. The price volume action, you can say it's a very wide and spread pattern. It's not a clear upward momentum. Once the breakout has happened, there were few occasions where selling has happened and breached its 21 DMA as well. So for investors who are not risk takers or who are very actively looking into price volume action might get shaken out because of such kind of price volume actions. In the recently as well, when the general elections day on the results day as well, there has been very wide short selling has happened, which happened for the most of the stocks, but the selling in this particular stock has been very higher. And from there, it is trying to recover almost 20% of decline on that particular day. From there, it is trying to recover, and it has almost recovered the 20% loss which happened. And again, it is back to its pre-levels, pre-election results day levels around 200. But what we want to see is a base pattern and a breakout from there to take a fresh entry. But if you want to look into more into the ratings, ratings are looking good. EPS is good. Price strength and buyer demand are also looking good. Number of funds is slightly lagging. There is some decline in the recent quarter, which is not a good sign. And the June quarter numbers come out good for this company, definitely. And if the base formation happens on good parameters, definitely a good stock to consider. But now, currently, it is not advised to take a fresh entry. And let's see how the stock plays out from here because there is some volatility driven rally has first is decline and then recovery has happened. So there is not again it is back to pre levels, and we would like to see how the stock plays out from here because that event is behind us, and let's see how the stock plays out going forward.
Thanks, Ram. I'll take Mazgaon. Uh, Need to look too high to watch the chart. So there has been a exceptional rally over here, a proper multi-bagger stock. The only thing is, see now the shipping stocks are quite extended from their key moving averages. So broadly, agar if you look at the ratings have been good, the fundamentals have been good, growth story, tailwinds, all in place. The only thing is it is technically extended. So if you are just looking at technicals, you might want to book some profit over here. Okay. But if you are a fundamental long-term investor who is like watching out for these themes for maybe in the current decade or next 3, 4, 5 years, then I think the accumulation has been very good. So there's no problem as such over here. But broadly, yes, it is extended from the key moving averages, right? So let's see how the things go because it's in a blue sky zone, so there is no major resistance on the higher side over here. But the only reason you can say maybe to book some profit is it's bit getting extended from the moving average. Otherwise, the stock is really, really strong. Yeah, fresh buying we don't suggest over here. Musgao doc. Maybe if I missed to tell you that. So next, let's go to Geojit Financial Services. Okay, after a breakout from a stage 3 cup with handle base, there was a good rally. And so now it's forming a stage 4 base. Not much interested when the base count is 4, but the stock is quite good. If you look at the recent fundamentals, that has improved. अगर EPS growth देखो last 2 4 quarter में बहुत बढ़िया है. Sales growth is also really good. And even if you look at the ROE of 20% is solid. Only thing over here is there is no fund holding displayed over here. We generally, as Rajshekhar told, we watch out for the higher number of funds in the stock. But technically, yes, it has reached its 50 DMA. So one needs to be careful over here. But if you are holding the stock and if it reclaims its 50 DMA, then that will be good. It might move towards the pivot. On the flip side, if it breaches the yeah, Tuesday's low, maybe Tuesday, yes, it made a low of Tuesday, 96. Then it is the time that you might book profit or cut losses. So go technicals over here. Then there is Inox Green Energy Services. This is a very good story. Okay, the fundamentals are improving. ओवरऑल देखो तो काफी लॉस हुआ था ये कंपनी को इन पास्ट. So let's take some broader view. Yeah. So if you see over here on a consolidated basis, so the EPS even in December ending quarter was negative. ठीक है, बाकी जनरली 10 20 25 पैसा EPS है, मार्च में नेगेटिव था. सेल्स ग्रोथ is not that strong. Maybe last 3 quarter the sales growth has been negative. Okay, but these are वो जो एंटिसिपेशन फ्यूचर्स एंटिसिपेशन स्टोरी की बात है, ये सब वो वाले स्टॉक्स है. So there has been a good accumulation technically over here. Even the number of fund holding increases. However, the shares held by fund has reduced. The price strength and buyer demand. Technical ratings are good. So technically, if someone is watching out, the stock is good. However, it is extended from the pivot. So need to be careful in that sense. But if you are holding the stock, then might be the pivot of around 158 or the 21 DMA, which is somewhere around 155.6, can be used as a stop loss level.
Thanks, Sushit. I'll take few queries. What is the question? Precision wires. Okay. It's a stage one consolidation base. I took support from there as well, and it is currently 7% from the pivot. Base formation has been very ideal. You can see volumes have dried up during the base formation, which is very good. And the breakout has happened on very good volumes, a clear sign of a strong breakout. And that is one of the reason why we have taken, or we can say it's a disclaimer that this stock has been in our portfolio, model portfolio. And from there, it has done very good, I think we can say, because it has moved 7% from the pivot in just 9 trading sessions. And the volume and the day of breakout has been significantly higher, and the stock also closed above the pivot. That shows it's a very good breakout. And a couple of pointers why we liked it and why we took it as a model portfolio stock is ratings wise, it is looking good. It has done very good. EPS has been very good at 885. Price strength has also been very good, and especially if you look at the RS line, it has formed blue dots. That signifies that there is fresh momentum is going to come into the stock, and it's an algorithm driven approach. And from there, it has done good. Today, the action is slightly not so good, I can say, because it closed more than 4% lower. But if you compare with the yesterday's volume, the volume is on the lower side in the today's session. That is one positive sign, even though the stock closed lower. But we continue to hold it from here, and we will see how the stock plays out in the coming sessions, and we'll take a call on it. Next is Polycap. The stock has broken out from the cup base pattern, and the user is specifically asking why the rally has stopped. So this is not specific to any company or any stock. So any stock or company will not continue to rally. There will be time there. It will take a slight breather and it will again restart its journey. That is one thing which is happening in the current moment. You can see, as pointed out, from 380 level, 3800 levels, it has continuously rallied more than almost doubled from there. So there will be definitely a breather happening, and that is what it is taking place currently. Base formation has been very good. Volumes have completely dried up during base formation, and the times of breakout, the volumes slightly increased. And especially if you look at this candle, has been very good. May 10th candle has been very good. From there, there's no stopping. It has rallied very good. But last 1 week, there is some kind of a bearish reversal happening. Uh, and one on particular one day, the stock closed on very significantly higher volumes. That is one sign that there is bearish reversal going on. Uh, on the hindsight, we are talking that it will happen. But if you look at or if you follow our approach and if you listen to our seminars, that is this is what we talk about in the advanced sell rules, especially whenever stock is trading at the new highs. But on a particular session, if it closes lower on higher volumes, that is, it is forming new highs on higher and it is closing lower on higher volumes. That shows that there is some significant selling happening and it might be a start of selling in that particular stock. So that is can be taken as a one sign of sell rule and you can start trimming positions. But it's never late. You can now currently it is holding its 50 DMA. You can still wait for that 50 DMA as well. And if it breaches on higher volumes, then you should definitely start trimming your positions. But because moving average breach on higher volumes is a significant action, and one should definitely take it as in a serious note and start trimming positions. Otherwise, your profits which you have gained will be eroded. Next is Castrol, Castrol India. Very good breakout. It happened yesterday. Stock closed significantly higher, and the volume has also been very higher. But if you look at yesterday's action and if you are looking to catch the breakout, it's very difficult because the action has happened very rapidly. You might have missed it and the stock might have gone above its idle buy range. Today also there is some follow buying happened in the stock, almost 3% of gain on above average volumes, a very good sign. Currently it is 9% from the pivot, so it's definitely an extended stock uh, currently. Ratings are not so great. If you look at EPS is at 60. Uh, Price strength is also at 74, but it is improving because of last two trading sessions, especially. Buyer demand, which is very good, that is one factor which is looking good. But looking at the current scenario, stock being extended from the pivot, not a good start, not a good time to take efficiently. And for the stop loss, I think it is very extended from the 50 DMA as well by looking at the 2 days of action. But I can start using your exponential moving averages and take a call because it is has extended very high from the 50 DMA. Next is NCC. This is one stock which has done very good from recent breakout which happened in the month of October, November area, and from there it has been continuously rallying. It gained almost 100% from the last breakout. Again, a wide and spread transaction is there. Some of the investors might have gotten shaken out because a couple of times it breached its 21 DMS and 50 DMS as well. But currently, it is holding both these levels. It is trading clearly above 21 and 50 DMS. It's almost making new highs. I think yesterday it made a new high. I think, and today there's slight pullback and stock has closed lower. But the volume is not on the higher side in the today's trading session. So not a major action on the selling side. You can continue to hold it. There is no major signs of selling. Ratings have also been fair enough. I can consider these ratings as fair enough. And fresh entry is not advised because there is no proper base formation and it is very extended from the 250 DMS as well. So let's wait for the stock to consolidate from here. That is what happens after a long rally or huge rally. The stock will take a slight breather, and that is when a base formation happens, and that might happen in the coming weeks as well. And let's see how the stock plays out from there. Until then, that is efficiently is not advised.
Thanks, Ran. I will take e-mudra. A clear disclaimer that this stock is part of our model portfolio. The stock made a very good stage 3 consolidation base, as you can see the way volume had dried up. And I think before the formation of that base, तो यहाँ पे accumulation हुआ था after breaking out from the base to over here. This was really good. After such a good accumulation, the stock underwent the consolidation, found support at 50 DMA, and again a breakout on a higher volume. So after breakout, ideally it is not given a major moment, it is moving sideways. But if you look at the price volume action, that is constructive. वहाँ पे कोई problem है नहीं. So once it breaks out, it hits again the new high. यहाँ से एक बार ये level cross कर जाएगा. So the rally might continue in this stock. So it is high of around 915.90. So yeah. So once it crosses this 915.20 zone, you might see some good momentum over here. The fundamentals are good. Look at the EPS growth. The sales growth has been decent. The number of fund holding the stock increased 85% in the last quarter. The EPS of 95 RS by demand. सब कुछ बढ़िया है. You just need to give time. It's like that. And I think अभी जो उनका recently जो acquisition किया है, ठीक है, जो यूएस मार्केट में वो लोग फॉर किया है, दैट इज ऑल्सो वेरी गुड. 295 इंटरनेशनल करके उन लोगों ने एक्विजिशन किया है अराउंड $10 million में. right? So that is also a good one. So they will have now good business in the US as well. So overall, it's a good story, a good setup, good fundamental technical. 5% from pivot, so very close to buy zone. So someone might consider if they are fine with the the growth drivers, the story, and the technicals. On the flip side, I think 50 DMA should be used as a strict stop loss over here. So it's a long-term story, but yeah, you can consider 50 DMA as a stop loss if it reaches this level on a higher volume. volume भी उतना ही important है देखना. Okay, next Samvardhan Madhav Sundar. Let me clear this first. Okay, so the stock is going through a superb rally. It's a non-stop rally from here. So Raj, you are telling in Polycab, the stock not always continues the rally, but I think this is turning out to be an exceptional. But it might not be the case that it will always be an exceptional. So you need to be careful if you are holding this stock particularly. Okay, so there has been many continuous session of a good run. The fundamentals have been good, right? The fund holding had increased. And if you can see over here, now it has extended almost 76, 77% from the 200 DMA and almost 35% from the 50 DMA and 14% from 21 DMA. अगर छोटा सा भी consolidation आया, अगर 21 DMA को भी ये hit करने गया, then also you will see some 8-10% fall over here. But broadly, what I like about this is the accumulation. The volume अच्छा था accumulation में. So that is very positive for the stock. So if you are holding the stock, you might continue to hold till the time it is holding the 21 DMA. But then in that case, you should not be panic with some movement over here. Okay. So overall, it's a good long-term story, right? I was discussing about the auto industry as a whole, right, at the start of the webinar, and that's what it is. The auto industry as a whole has been doing really well, and it will continue. The ancillary players will also continue to do well. So you need to be confident for a long term and hold it. But if you are not, then you should consider some, you might consider some profit booking here and there. Okay. Yeah, broadly, it's a good story. I'll take one more over here. HDFC AMC. Yeah, the stock is breakout from a stage 2 flat base, currently trading in an ideal buy zone. The fund holding has increased. The fundamentals has improved over the last few quarters. Sales growth good. Return on equity is excellent. The EPS strength is good. Price strength थोड़ा lagging है, but अच्छा है. Blue dot, almost it got a blue dot near the breakout over here in June, right? And the buyer demand is also good. So if someone considering, if someone has a good view of the stock, they have done the research, then the stock is trading in the ideal buy zone according to O'Neill. On the flip side, if you are holding the stock or planning to buy it, then watch out for the 50 DMA, which is around 9 to 10% from the current level. If the stock reaches 50 DMA on a higher volume, then that's not ideal after this good accumulation. So there might be something wrong which might further drag the stock price. So watch out for 50 DMA, and if you are willing to buy, currently it's in the buy zone. But please do your own research or ask your advisors for the advice.
Nishit, I'll take few queries. There are a couple of queries from the YouTube. I think it's better
Sure.
to address them. HAL is one query. Again, an exceptional story. This stock has been giving good returns for the investors. Recent breakout has been a huge successful one for the company. The recent one, which happened in the month of November, from there the stock almost rallied 177, 200% of gain from the recent breakout. It continued to rally. There are few instances of slight correction, pullback, you can say, and again a rebound from their particular levels. This is again an exception, you can say. recently, Rishit also talked about Motherson previously. So this is one. These are the kind of stocks which make big winners and which make you wealthy, the investors wealthy. But the only thing is, one needs to have conviction whenever you are taking a bet in the market. And sometimes the conviction takes you to higher levels in terms of wealth creation, but sometimes there will be conviction also going down, and the stock might be hitting stop loss levels as well. So uh, definitely, it's a very tricky thing in terms of portfolio management, how when to hold, when to exit. And recently, this stock has recovered all the losses which made on the election day result, especially. And again, it is back to the pre uh, levels. And ratings wise, it is looking very good. The government backing has also been there for the company. Most of the orders the company has are from the government, and the future projections on the order side also have been looking good. So there is no doubt about the company's growth in the coming near future as well, and ratings have been very intact. So those are the pointers to keep in mind. And fundamental growth story has been very intact. So that is when your conviction should increase, not just by looking at the numbers, but the growth story should look convincingly good. Then only you should uh, increase your risk appetite on that particular stock. Then only you will make good returns. And the currently also the ratings have been very strong enough. But only thing what we need to have a slight consolidation here. That might be any base pattern consolidation or any cup with hand base pattern, but there should be some breather for the stock before starting a new rally. If that happens, definitely you should keep a stock this stock on the radar. And if it happens, and the breakout happens on very good volumes, definitely you should consider this stock for addition. And if your question is whether to hold it at the current levels, definitely you should hold it because there is no major selling happening. There are no signs of selling as well. Uh, and if there is any sign of selling, the stock breaks. If the stock closes lower on higher volume, or if the top formation is not very ideal, if the top formation is on the lower volumes, also a sign of concern. But those things are not happening at this particular stock. Let's give it a time of 1 or 2 weeks, and let's see how the stock plays out before taking a call whether to exit or hold. Next is BEL, Bharat Electronics, BEL. It's a very similar stock price. I think price volume action trend chart wise, very similar action. Both belonging to PSB public sector space, and both are doing exceptionally well recently as well as historically as well. Very similar action. Ratings have also been very similar. So I think most of the discussion we had for the HL applies for the BL as well. There is no base formation at this moment, so fresh entry is not advised. On the selling side, again, major no signs of selling, so we can continue to hold it. And if there is any breach of moving average, 21 DMA is very close. So if that breaches, then you can start to trim your positions. Next is few queries from the one is I think most of the queries are answered. Let's look into. I think we can talk about DLF and Global Realty, two stocks from the realty space. It has done very good in the last 1 year or so. Currently, it is slight pullback has happened, and currently it is forming a stage two consolidation base pattern. It has breached its TDMA as well in the two course, and I can see here there is a yes, a line has been formed. You can draw a lines from the highs it has made. So it's not a good sign that the line has been declining. We would like to see that line on the upward trajectory. But if you look at the ratings wise, EPS is good enough at 93, but the technical ratings are not looking good because of stocks underperformance in the current market. The market is rallying higher. Broader market is also looking good. Sectoral indices have also been looking good. So that is the reason this underperformance has taken this price trend to lower levels. Buyer demand is also very poor at T-minus. So definitely not good stock in the current market scenario to take an entry. And I think it's better to exit these kind of stocks if you have already taken position. I think you can exit at any loss and you can look out for stocks which are breaking out because in the current market you'll see ample of stocks breaking out and you'll have ample of opportunities to take investment bets. You can have a small look at Soba Realty as well. I think let's see how that stock is placed. I think it is placed very good when compared to DLF. The stock is trading near highs and today's action has also been very good, 4% up, but the volume is also on the lower side. Except for EPS, technical ratings are looking very good, which is very vice versa to the DLF. EPS is poor at 14 for the Shoba Realty, but technicals have been looking good because the stock has done very good, even though its competitors have not done good. So that is why its RS has been reflected good. Buyer demand has also been looking good. What is lacking is one is base formation is not there at the moment. So recently is not advised. And for the stop loss level, I think 50 DMA has acted as a very good support for the stock. Uh, on the June 4th as well, which is a event day, but 50 DMA has acted as a very good support. It breached 50 DMA momentarily during the session, but it closed above that 50 DMA. So going forward, that level is going to be a very crucial level for the stock. If that level is breached on the closing basis, definitely it's going to be a major selling action. So that level can be tracked as a stop loss. Rishit, I think we can call it a day, right? It's almost.
Yes, yes. I think we have tried to answer most of your questions, but if something is remaining and you want it to get answered, you can always write us on email. I'll be happy to reply. I hope this session was helpful to you all and you got some good learning. So it is not like a particular stock responding, but this was also like you get an idea. So that's why we discuss the logic behind everything, right? Me, Rajshekhar, that what to look, which moving average to look, how the volume to be looked, fundamental, ये कैसे देखना होता है. So that is why we discuss on a broader way and we just don't say buy, sell, hold. ये वो काम हम नहीं कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे. So you can also apply these things to the stocks that you are watching out for, that how is it placed technically, fundamentally कैसे placed है. अभी आपको समझ में आ जाएगा 50 डीएमए स्टॉप लॉस ये वो. So fund holding कैसा है, ROE कैसा है. So you can watch out for these things. And if you find any doubt, you can always email us. So that's it for today's session. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Again, we hope to see you at tomorrow's pre-bill, which happens at 8:45 in the morning. Thank you everyone for joining.